Hello and welcome to another part of this course. Today we're going to learn how to say how are you, and that's like a very beautiful part because we are like saying like at least one or two ways of like saying how are you, which is like really nice. And when you will get used to it, you will just enjoy it, and it will all comes naturally because it's like who we are from the inside. We are like kind of like really like a happy people, and whenever we see someone and we love them, we want to say too many things, and that's what makes us like speaking fast because we want to know everything about you. We're not like just like, oh hi, how are you, how's your kids, how is like this, how is that. But of course we will learn it slowly. We'll learn like first like different ways of saying how are you, and then we will like learn how to say like how is your kids, how is your husband, how is your fiance, how is like your family, how is the job, how is your health, and all of these beautiful things. And in the end, like we will like later on we will like get like to each part of it, we will like be just like really confident with it, and then we can like practice a lot and just like saying them all at once, because when you will learn these parts, it will be like really easy to meet any Moroccan and just like talk to them because that's their way of talking. And I noticed a lot of teachers, they would like teach just like one thing, and it's like, oh, how are you? It's me like kidayr, and that's it. Or like for female kidayr, and that's it. But in real life, we don't like really say one word. And if I just like met my friend and I said like, salam kidayra, she would think that's something wrong. She would be like, is everything okay? Did I did something? She will like feel like not comfortable. So why not learning the real way? Like why not like just like learning it with the same rhythm, with the same energy, and knowing why you are doing this? Because when you are like excited about meeting someone, you just like want to show them. And this is a Moroccan way. We love to show people, either like by words, by asking them, by laughing with them, sitting with them, feeding them. And that's why you would notice like when you go to a Moroccan family, you will notice that they will like want you to eat, and they will like say, oh, eat more and this, because they love you and they are showing it. So this is like how we show it, by saying many things to show, oh, I'm like showing you that I really care, or by feeding you, or by maybe gifts if they can. So that's like really how we show love, and that's like really nice. So just like being into that culture and talking the same way they are talking, you will feel like so happy. And actually, even if you said like one word, you will be like really happy about it. But like just like surprising them with the same way and the same like really warm like way of like greeting, they will be like really happy about it. Okay, so we're going to see like step by step. Let's say go up. Okay, so of course I'm going to show you like different ways of saying like there are so many ways of saying yes, to be honest. It depending on the region, but the most common ones are like and yeah. That's the most like really common. So in like when it comes like to Rabat, Sali, Kenitra, mostly like we will see and in Casablanca, Marrakesh, and other cities, you see yeah. But actually, even for big cities, it's a mess. Guys, in big cities, people live from everywhere. So in like Rabat, like people live like from like the north, from, so it's like kind of like a mix. So just like keep it open-minded, and whatever you hear, like you will, is you fine. There is some Moroccans, they ever like just make a sound of like, so actually like it's mean like just one sound, that's mean yes, and it's mean no. It's like with the two. That's actually funny. We might talk about that later on. It's just like something fun. Okay, but actually it's not like nice. A lot of people say, oh, like one should not like do that. Like at least like say a word. It's not like a sound. Okay, so this is just like ah ah. So for example, بغيتي قهوة? Do you want a coffee? Ah. Shukran. Of course, you will say shukran and everything, but now we're just practicing. Ah, ah. Okay. Ah, ah. Okay, you can say it with a smile. Ah, ah. You can nod with it. Ah, ah. Okay. So yes, here is a yeah, a yeah, a yeah, a yeah. So you are emphasizing it. It depending on what situation. So if someone say like, oh, did you sound like what's happening? It's like, yeah. So the way of like saying things depending on the situation. Okay. If I was like sarcastically, like someone did something and they think they didn't do anything wrong, I was like, oh yeah, it's depending on the situation. So keep it an open mind. Nan is only we use it if I called your name, I said, oh, Salam Nina, it's like, or like just like Nina. And they're like, oh, Nam. And that's mean like, yes, like, do you want something? So that's kind of like we are answering when you want to answer to your name. Someone calling you, you answer with Nam. Okay, so la, I love this word. Not like I don't say a lot of no, but actually like the way of like sounding it, the way you emphasizing it, it changed the meaning. So la, it just mean no. La, shukran la. But if you were in the store in the marshi, like the market, we call it sok or marshi. A lot of people like keep like say buy this. So what you can do, put your hands like this, like no, but we're actually saying like too many no's. So like la 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 la, shukran, la 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 la. So we say it like many times. Or like la 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 la. It's just like if someone say like, oh no, don't do that, or like don't put me that. So it's some like things like it's like fun to use because it shows that I know it's like I don't want it. But if you are like upset, you will just like emphasize it and say like la la, just like once, and just like emphasize on it. Okay, la, and that's mean like a hard no la. Okay, we saw that before. So salam is mean peace. Salamu alaikum is mean peace be upon you. Okay, so we said it's plural because we believe that we are not alone and we are with our angels. So we say hello to them too and peace be upon them too. So salam, salamu alaikum, salamu alaikum, salamu alaikum. Okay, so this is in between parentheses is a word for questioning, but we rarely use it. So instead of saying like, "Are you like doing well?" we literally just like use labas alik and we make it as a question. Okay, labas alik, labas alik, labas alik, labas alik. Try to repeat after me. Labas alik. So a side note to keep in mind, this labas, a lot of people ask what does this mean? And a lot of Moroccans doesn't even know like what does this mean. And actually it's like two words. That's like a no, la. And bas is problem. So no problem on you, which means no problem in your life, right? So labas alik, and that's like is a way of saying like, oh, no harm on your life or something like that. And it's like, oh, labas, which means like no harm, alhamdulillah, like thank God. So that's a combination. This is like really like an odd word. You do not like use that to mean like, oh, no problem. We do not say that. So we only make it as any question, and you want to answer with the same word, la bas. So if someone told you like labas alik, you do not answer with labas alik. You only answer with the word labas, which means no harm, no problem, no harm, nothing bad. Okay? So labas alik, what would you answer? Labas, labas alik, labas, labas alik, labas. Notice the way of asking questions. Labas alik, ik is like really long. So labas alik, labas, labas. Okay? Labas. We don't just say like labas. You can say, we always like say after alhamdulillah, which we will see like later on to mean like thank God. Okay? So labas alik, labas. Good. So yes, the next word is be khair. Again, if the word khair is blessing, which means with blessing, like are you like with blessing with your life? Like, is everything is a blessing, nothing bad, everything is good. So here like with the negation, like no harm, and here it's like with blessing, which means like are you with the good things. This is just like a side note to keep in mind, like on the language how it's formed. But Moroccans, they just like, oh, bikhair, it's mean okay, it's mean good, it's same as this and this. Okay, so yes, bikhair, 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 bikhair. You can answer with the same word, bikhair, bikhair, bikhair. What's bikhair? Bikhair. So that's like a kind of key things. If you forgot what to say and someone said labas alik, answer with the same word, and that would be totally fine. لاباس عليك؟ لاباس. بخير؟ بخير. Okay, that's like really help. This is a French word ça va, which mean like also like how are you? Ça va. You can answer with ça va. Ça va? Ça va. Ça va? Ça va. مزيان, it mean good. مزيان. You can answer with the same thing. مزيان. 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 Okay, that's good. So yes, so here's the thing. Moroccans do not like use just one word. For example, I might say Salam alaikum. لاباس بخير. So I might like choose 2 or 3 things to say. So that's what we will like learn later on. Try to like be okay with 2 of these like questions and combine them and use them all the time. So everyone have like a preference. So for me, I mostly like say Salam alaikum, kidayr labas. Kidayr, that's like how are you doing? And that you can answer with it. It's always a question. So kidayr is so like male, like when you're talking to a man, you use kidayr. And that's like later on I will like break it down for you to mean like what it means. It's literally mean how are you doing. So that's like the key is like the how and the question how. Okay, so kidayra is for a female. So basically what I do is I combine kidayra labas عليك بخير. So that's like my favorite. That's what I'm used to for a very long time. I never change it. So I always meet someone, I said السلام عليكم kidayra labas بخير. So I only like use this 3. So you can choose like whatever, and that's like you have a lot of options. And that's what's nice about it. You have options, you can see whatever you want. And for me, that's what I see. I say like, you know, kidayra, labas or labas عليك بخير. And this is like my 3 combination that I use. Okay, and then I say like, you know, how is your family, depending on who I'm talking to. So yes. Okay, so let's try. I said I would use, for example, kidayra, labas عليك بخير, or kidayra, labas عليك ça va, or kidayra, labas عليك مزيان, or kidayra بخير ça va. So whatever combination from this like is good. And that's when we are talking. When we are texting, we normally just like use one. It's like kidayra labas or kidayra ça va, you know, or just like ça va. It depends on who you're talking to. So, but when we're talking, we normally say like 2 or 3 at least. Okay, at least like 2 of them. So for example, kidayra labas عليك, that will be fine. Okay, and by like repeating it, it's make, you know, it's become like really easy, and it's become like part of your language. And you just like saying like salam alaikum kidayra labas عليك, and you are saying it with smile and happy, and you know, you just get used to it. So yes, try to practice this. salam alaikum, لاباس عليك بخير, ça va, مزيان, كداير, كدايرة. Okay, just say it as a question, and that will be fine. Okay, let's see like the second part, which I really admire and love. So this is can be question. If you ask this as a question, it can be an answer. So for example, I might say like كل شي لاباس. If I say to you كل شي لاباس, you can answer with the same thing. كل شي لاباس. كل شي بخير. كل شي بخير. كل شي سافا. كل شي سافا. كل شي مزيان. كل شي مزيان. So the first time I'm like making it as a question. كل شي مزيان. Then you say كل شي مزيان. Okay? So كل شي, it's mean everything. كل شي. كل شي. كل شي. كل شي لاباس. كل شي بخير. كل شي سافا. كل شي مزيان. كل شي. I think this is like كل شي, that's it. Okay, so yes, كل شي بخير, كل شي لاباس, كل شي مزيان, كل شي سافا. Just like if you can memorize them. If like you just want to use them, we use them, because they are like really useful, and knowing the word كل شي is good. Okay, and now we can see alhamdulillah. That's a very important word, because when Moroccans like can ask a lot of questions, it's always a perfect answer to say alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, it means thank God, because we're thanking God either if it's like things were bad, or we're good, or we're like in between, or whatever. So we always say alhamdulillah. You do not have to be a Muslim to say thank God. You do not have to be religious. It's just like a part of language for us. Like we are like really used to whatever I would say, I would answer, I would say in the end alhamdulillah. And like remembering that and using the word Allah is like really good. Because if I keep like asking you, and even from now, if you don't know the language and you forget this and you still like can't like memorize all of this or like remember it, I must like كده لاباس عليك بخير كل شيء مزيان كل شيء بخير كل شيء هادي, and you can just say like الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله and just answer with one word, and that will be totally fine and perfect. Okay. And yeah, okay, so of course like when you are asked someone asking you the question and you're asking them, you might want to use for example وانت to mean and you if you're talking to a male, وانت وانت, or you can see وانتي if you're talking to female, وانتي وانتي. Okay, وانت وانتي. That's great. Okay, so the word for like thank you is shukran, shukran. Again, oh, shukran. The word بسلامة we saw it before, بسلامة. Okay, بسلامة, بسلامة. مزيان. So try to practice all of this and use them like often. Talk to yourself, do like kind of like a role play with yourself or with your friend or anyone, and just like try to use it like relax and like kind of like you are knowing what you are talking about, and like you already know the whole Darija thing, and just like say oh كل شيء مزيان كل شيء بخير, and say it when you are like happy and excited. Just enjoy the process. I'm always saying that when you are like learning a language, just enjoy it with all of the beautiful things in it, all the little hard things in it, and saying it and practicing it with a lot of fun. Just make it as like a hobby. You do not like want like to say like oh I no that's like too much. Just like think about it, oh I have a lot of options, I can choose any of this, like I can just like the other ones like I can just like remember them a little bit so I would understand. You don't really have to understand because you know that they are asking you how are you, so you just like you need to remember what you would say, and that's the only thing. So I see you in the next one, and take care. Slama, bye bye.